Okay, in this video I thought we would just sort of slow down a little bit and kind of summarize what we talked about in the last 3 videos. So we're just going to talk about a summary of the 3 reflections that we've talked about. The first one is a reflection about the x-axis. So you'll see that written as y equals f of x will become y equals negative f of x with the negative outside of the brackets, which is also the same as negative y equals positive x. If I was to divide this by negative 1 on both sides, I would get the equation I have down here. And so what I've done in black is I've graphed y equals x squared, and then I've graphed negative y equals x squared, which is the same as y equals negative outside the brackets, x squared. So you can see that the graph that I have in black is right side up, and the graph that I have in orange is the same graph, only upside down. So when we're talking about x-axis reflection, it's a reflection about the x-axis. So what that means is your x points stay the same. Here I'm at x negative 1, and then the sign of your y points changes. So I was at x is negative 1, that stays the same. Before I was at y value of positive 1. What's the opposite sign of positive 1? Negative 1. So now I'm down here at negative 1. The next type of reflection is y-axis reflection. And so when we're talking about y-axis reflection, we've got y equals f of x becomes y equals f of negative x. The negative sign is inside the brackets with the x. So for example, I've got in black the line y equals x plus 1 becomes the reflection in orange, y equals negative x plus 1. So y equals x plus 1 is the line here, and when we're talking about y-axis reflection, your y value stays the same, but your x points that were negative become positive, x points that were positive become negative. And so you can see up here, I've got a y value of 2 on my original graph. It was at 1, 2. Now on my reflection, instead of being at positive 1, it's going to be at negative 1, but still positive 2. The next one is the inverse reflection about the line y equals x. I've drawn the line y equals x in green. It's just a line that cuts right through the middle on a diagonal. Then what happens in inverse reflection is x becomes y and y becomes x. So if I replace this y with x and that x is with y, I get the same thing I had over here, which is the formula or the form that we tend to think of for inverse reflections. And so I originally had y equals x squared, and then you can use an xy chart if it helps. I have a video on that. All you do is you reflect it about this line. So it's like if you have a piece of paper and you draw that on it in paint, and then you fold your paper in half, unfold it, you should get like the impression left. That would look just like that. So if you have any questions, you can leave them in the comments, or make sure you check out my videos on each of the reflections individually, and I'll see you guys in the next video, which will be my first video about transformations. See you guys there. Bye.